Alright guys, welcome back to another video on the Arctic Cat 400. If you guys seen the last video, the starter was going bad or was bad. So we got the new starter in. There's a couple little differences in sizes and stuff like that, but everything still should line up the exact same as well as the correct part number. So we're gonna go ahead and put it in. We have to get some more gas to put in the tank, some fresh gas. And besides that, if you guys saw the last video, we do have spark. We do have a little bit of compression, but I think we put like a little bit of oil in there. We probably can bring those numbers up a little bit. I think we were at like 75, 80 on the cylinder when we checked the compression. We also have to take the carburetor out. Haven't touched it at all since last week, and so we're going to go ahead and take that out on camera, get it cleaned up, see how bad it is. And I also meant to order a fuel filter and totally forgot, so definitely have to put that on the list as well. But yeah, let's go ahead and start tearing some stuff apart, tear into it, and let's go ahead and do the carburetor first. We have the fuel tank off. Obviously the seat is gone. Went ahead and took out the air box as well because we haven't looked in here at all yet. This is just a fuel line that was going to the carburetor. With the rectifier, got an air hose going to the intake. We're working on the choke right now on the carburetor. That should be the last line hose holding it on. And then we go ahead and crack it open. The fuel smells really bad. Like Johnson was just saying, it smells like this fuel's been in here for like a lot longer than 2 years. Supposedly this thing has only been sitting for 2 years. So, and he said, that was
look at
dusty.
that choke.
A little crusty. I don't know if we have a spare choke needle and stuff laying around or not, but that might need to be replaced.
What is green? It's like slimy and sticky.
Yeah, I'm not sure what this green slime stuff is. Has a very weird smell to it as well. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but there's just a lot of, it's just like corrosion. The backside's not bad, you know, just a little bit of carbon buildup. But I don't know what's going on.
Definitely seems like a different story than what the guy told us.
I'm not sure if the camera will pick it up. You can kind of see on the float right here all that green stuff we were talking about. It's just like a slime. I'm not sure what that is. We're just taking apart the carburetor right now. We're gonna set some of these parts in the parts cleaner, let them soak for a little bit, see if we can't clean them up. You can see through it at least. Currently draining the fuel out of the petcock on the fuel tank. You guys can't smell it, but it smells horrible. It looks kind of clean right now, but believe me, it's not clean. There's just grime all in the tank, and there's just dirt. This is actually a good indicator of it right here. There's just dirt and debris all in the gas tank, so we gotta clean it all out. As for the rest, what have we got done? Don't worry about the situation going on right here. We just want to check the valves and chain, stuff like that. I forgot where I left off because it's been storming here, so I had to put the camera down. We did go ahead and get the carb and everything cleaned up, put back together. Went
Spotless.
ahead. Yeah, it's actually super clean. Really happy with how that turned out. We did run to the O'Reilly's. That's the old fuel line. So we got some new fuel line. Because all the fuel in there is just disgusting and bad and green for some odd reason, so we're just going to go ahead and, instead of putting the fuel filter back with the old line, we're just going to go ahead and replace the whole new line. Went ahead and grabbed a new filter as well. So we're just going to replace that whole setup right there and get fresh gas. We're going to put it in there, some fuel cleaner, and then also obviously the new carb. Then put everything back together and see how we're doing. A lot has got done. We did go ahead and figure out, can you hold this real quick or pull the choke real quick? The guy thought the choke was not working, but we cleaned it all up. There was some corrosion on it.
I'd spray some like lubricant down in there.
Yeah, but it's actually functional now. So we did get the choke working, so that's good. We are gonna have to buy some new intake boots. These are just all kind of corroded. You guys can see this is broken. And it's broken. I mean, it's just corroded. We're gonna put
this part's broken. It's pulled through.
Yeah. So for tonight, purposes wise, let's try to get it cranked up. We're gonna go ahead and throw them back on and see if we can't get her cranked. But definitely need to buy some more of those.
Working good now.
Choke's working good now. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and let that gas tank finish doing its thing, dumping out of there. Try to get it cleaned up a little bit. Put some fresh fuel in it, get the new fresh fuel lines, new fresh fuel filter. Put the valve cover back on. Like I said, we just want to check the chain and some other stuff going on. Everything looks pretty good in here. Rockers, everything's all nice and stiff. So we just had some extra time, so we just want to go ahead and check it out. And action. Oh, there it went. Buttoning up the carburetor right now. He's putting the throttle back on with the cover. Already got the choke on, breathers back on. Still have to run the new fuel line, which will run over the or underneath the intake tube. PCV valve's already back on. What else we got? Put our support bracket back on because you guys can take the cover off. Ignition coil back on the spark plug. Leaving the cover off the intake because obviously we might have to use some starting fluid to get her, you know, a little happy before she cranks over. Messing with the idle screw. We have it set up.
Leave that off for now. It's just barely touching it right now.
Right on. Alright, so we got to put the gas tank back on. You leave the cover off?
Yeah,
for the throttle. Okay, right on. Well, I guess battery's dead, so we still got to jump it off. So I'll have to bring something in here to hook it up. Besides that, though, it should start. I have the jumper cables hooked up. Fuel filter. Are we leaking?
Overflow.
Oh yeah, we're leaking on the brand new starter over there.
I wonder if that float got knocked.
Yeah, at least we're getting fuel. You can see the fuel filter, brand new, so something was in the tank, but luckily the filter looks like it's catching it. Alright guys, it's actually the next day, back on the Arctic Cat 400. As you guys seen in the last clip, the carburetor was leaking a little bit of fuel down at the bottom on top of our brand new starter, so we cleaned it up. I got the carburetor out. Everything seemed normal, so we put everything back in. We're thinking maybe we just had the carburetor kind of tilted at a weird angle, and it was just kind of tricking the float, and it was just overflowing. So got it all back in there. Got the jumper cables hooked up to the Lexus. We're gonna try to give it a crank. We got the starting fluid over here just in case we need it, but I'm hopeful. I think she'll fire right up. So he's doing a little bit of tinkering on the idle over here, just kind of getting everything set.
It's much better.
Got the new fuel line. Fuel filter's actually filling up with fuel today, so that's good news. So I'm very hopeful.
We did get that new fuel filter, but we put, what, a gallon the first day, and then we just put, what, 3 gallons in here. The other night, there were still chunks coming through this fuel tank, even though we cleaned it, so that filter is only like $5, so we'll just throw a new one in when we get this thing running good.
So I'm gonna throw you guys up on the tripod, and let's see if she'll fire up.
You wanna start with a little go-go juice first, or you wanna try without it?
Let's try without it.
The carburetor's not leaking, so.
Key on, in neutral, battery's hooked up. All right. The rest of the fuel burning off. Or that napkin I have right by the exhaust, but that's not
so
hot
up is choke going
and or
how was it? when we had it
I
off,
think we should put the choke on.
pushing it down pushes the needle in.
Pulls the because I had it pulled down to pull the needle in. That way we put the choke back on the carburetor. So the needle's in right now.
Okay.
Should be, at least in theory. Right. But like the guy said, the choke was acting up.
Start that thing back up.
I'm gonna put this down.
We'll just see where this needs to be to idle good. You can't spray this upside down.
Did we have it all the way down at first?
I think we did. Not the top.
Yeah, it's trying to blow that
boot
off. I'm gonna try to set you guys up right here so you can kind of see what's going on with the boot right here. Yeah, so as you guys know, the boot is messed up on the sides. I don't want to touch it right now because it's pretty hot, but we have to replace that boot. All the ones the cheapest ones I've seen are like, what, $60, $70?
I couldn't even find one on like Amazon or anything.
Yeah, so this is a 2003. So I can find them for the 2002 that are pretty cheap and the 2004 that are pretty cheap, but for some odd reason, the 2003 that we have, it's
can't find it.
Dumb expensive whenever you do find it. So that's why it's kind of like bucking right here because we have a little bit loose, but it doesn't matter if that was tight anyways, the clamp right here, because it's actually ripped, the rubber is ripped on both sides. So yeah, we definitely gotta look at one of those and buy a new one. All right, new batteries in. See if we have any power.
That's a good thumbnail. Damn, son.
It didn't get to your face, did it?
The old Arctic cat blew up. Caught fire. Sheesh.
You alright?
Yeah, it just burned a little hair.
Okay.
So you can't do it again.
Choke. It's been starting like all the way down. I noticed. That's what it's doing, right? Well, me and Jonathan are all right. Did backfire a little bit, got a little bit too happy with the starting fluid, but all is good. But as for the Arctic Cat 400, super happy with how it's turning out. As you guys have seen, to kind of catch you guys back up, all we really needed was a new starter, new fuel filter, all new fuel lines. Went ahead and cleaned out the gas tank, put all new fuel in it as well. We did go ahead and clean up the cover over here. because if you guys remember from the last video, there was a bunch of oil residue, so I just kind of sprayed some brake clean down there, just kind of keep an eye on it, make sure nothing's leaking. As for cooling, we didn't let it idle too long, so we still have to make sure that there's coolant and everything in it, and just got to take apart the plastics. It's kind of hard to get to because the cap is underneath this cage right here. It's kind of hard to get to see if there's any coolant in it. So we're gonna check that as well before we really go on any maiden voyages. Haven't seen if it goes forward or reverse yet. That'll be in the next video. Also, obviously haven't seen if the 4-wheel drive works. That'll be in the next video. This video is mainly just making sure that it cranks up and idles. And the idle is a little bit high, but we mainly think it's just because it has like a vacuum leak. Obviously we don't have the air filter on it, and also we have a little leaking from that boot right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and order that up tonight, replace that, get everything put back together. And the next video will be making sure drivetrain, everything like that works. But besides that, guys, as always, appreciate you guys watching. Hope you guys are enjoying the Arctic Cat series, and we will see you in the next one. Thanks.